Protest against China's strict zero COVID policy and working conditions at an iPhone factory have turned into protest against the communist government itself and its system of repression. Protesters took to the streets in 8 Chinese cities after at least 10 people died in an apartment fire. Protesters claimed the residents couldn't escape the building because of the government's lockdown policies. Protesters shouted, "End the dictatorship," "No more COVID tests," and called for Chinese leader Xi Jinping to resign.
The zero COVID policy has been a disaster, both economically and politically inside China.
The protests started last week at Foxconn's largest iPhone plant, when workers threw metal barriers at police in hazmat suits, angry by delays in bonus payments and the company's handling of a COVID outbreak. Frustrations have been building among Chinese citizens over a bad economy and now the government's heavy-handed COVID policies, which have forced some citizens to take a COVID test every other day.
The situation in China is deteriorating fast. You have an economy which looks like it's contracting. The property sector, which is the core of the Chinese economy, is essentially in free fall.
These protests have turned into the most widespread display of opposition to the ruling Communist Party in decades.
Ultimately, what the Chinese Communist Party fears more than anything else is its own citizens. It represses the citizens because it knows that they are an illegitimate entity. They don't have legitimacy from the population. They fear their own citizens.
The government's zero COVID policy has closed schools and businesses and even sealed off apartment blocks and whole neighborhoods without warning. But don't look for the Chinese government to make a major course correction.
It is unimaginable that they will try to resolve the issue by backing down, changing the policy. It is not the Xi Jinping style.
Hurd, CBN News.